When a special fraud committee was formed in the Minnesota House last year, Republicans who control the committee said it would be a game changer in protecting taxpayer dollars. Well, so far it has succeeded in putting a spotlight on fraud, but there is no evidence it has stopped any fraud. Tonight, Chief Political Reporter Tom Hauser is looking into whether the committee is living up to that advanced billing.
And Kevin, part of the problem is the legislature is so narrowly divided, It's even difficult to fight fraud, something everybody is against. Republicans got control of the fraud committee as a concession from Democrats in a power-sharing agreement when the Minnesota House ended up in a 67-67 tie last year. But the committee doesn't come with much power to stop fraud.
We have a quorum.
The first meeting of the House Fraud and State Agency Oversight Committee last February opened with a declaration of a straightforward mission.
The mission of this committee is to ensure that taxpayer money is not going to the greedy, but is going to serve the needy.
But so far, the committee has not stopped any fraud. It mostly put a spotlight on fraud that had already been uncovered and in some cases prosecuted. The committee chair is Republican Representative Kristen Robbins. Is this committee primarily designed as a watchdog, or is there some teeth to it if you find evidence of fraud?
You know, it's primarily the watchdog transparency role and trying to hold the executive branch accountable. And, you know, we are not a law enforcement agency. I get a lot of emails or feedback saying, why haven't you arrested someone? Why hasn't someone gone to jail? Well, we're not a law enforcement body, so we're an oversight body.
The first hearing focused on oversight of grants to nonprofits. In 13 meetings since, the committee heard testimony from the Department of Human Services about possible fraud in child care programs.
I've sent people to prison for stealing Medicaid dollars.
They've heard from the DHS Inspector General about efforts to fight fraud in that agency. And paid family and medical leave officials testified about safeguards to prevent fraud when that program starts in January.
Not only did we have the hearings and shine a spotlight on fraud, but throughout the hearings, we got ideas for legislation.
But over the course of 14 meetings, the committee heard just 2 bills. One creating a specific anti-kickback law, and another mandating fraud detection training for state officials who oversee state grants. Representative Dave Pinto is the DFL lead on the committee. Do some people maybe have unrealistic expectations for what this committee could do?
Well, again, it's hard because, right, the committee is not hearing bills. The committee is not sort of working through specific proposals. The committee is not having a sustained approach to preventing fraud and overseeing agencies.
The fraud issue.
Carleton College political analyst Stephen Scheer says unusual dynamics of a tied House creates challenges for the Republican-led fraud committee to get any bills passed.
They were also facing a Democratic majority in the state Senate that was not going to be legislatively friendly to anything that committee did.
Chair Robbins says some fraud legislation debated in her committee did make it into bills, including elements of the 2 bills they heard.
So we did get good things over the finish line. The one that's missing, honestly, Tom, is the Office of Inspector General bill.
In an odd twist, that bill to create an inspector general overseeing all state agencies passed the Senate 60-7, but didn't even get to a vote in the House. It also did not get a hearing in the Fraud Committee.
My thought is that if you've got a committee called Fraud Prevention and State Agency Oversight, when there are bills relating to fraud prevention, state agency oversight, those should pass through our committee.
It's unconscionable, given the scope of the fraud, that we don't have the Office of Inspector General. Most other states have this. This is not a red or blue thing.
Robbins says House Republicans will try again in 2026 to pass a bill creating an Office of Inspector General. She also plans for her committee to generate more bills to combat fraud. But again, as we mentioned, with a tied House, it's really difficult to get anything passed in a bipartisan fashion.
So you know the Capitol as well as anyone. Do you expect anything to change in the upcoming session, and why?
I do, and for one primary reason, it's an election year. Voters are demanding action. They're going to want to see action from the legislature. In fact, tomorrow, Governor Walz unveiling a new fraud integrity investigative unit, and so we'll have more on that tomorrow.